In spiritual tradition and religion, aggression is looked upon as something we should avoid. But we need to understand what aggression is. We can have the horizontal aggression that has to do with hierarchy and domination. We can also look at aggression as your will and focus being channeled, and then using your body, your horizontal focus, in order to take charge. Now, often when we want to be in service, we want to, be that vehicle, we have a tendency to become passive, right? We wait for instructions. We want God, life, whatever it is, to tell us what to do. It means we behave as a byproduct of life, as a follower, as a passenger, as someone like further down the food chain. And that happens, of course, when we are invested in our past and our stories, so we're not in the present moment. Spiritual aggression is being aware that you are the creator, not just the creator in your own life, but the creator, because you're part of it. And you cannot be passive and be the creator. Then you always live in other people's consequences. When you're being passive, other people, other beings will create, set the tone. And when you activate yourself, then you live in those consequences. You live in the framework of others. You have to be the starting point. You have to be the absolute point zero to create. If you're not in the absolute point zero, you will already be living in so many different consequences and already existing creations that all you can do is combine them in new ways. You are not the creator. And to create, you need an enormously strong will. You have to grow out of that misunderstanding that being in service is being an empty vessel. It's just flowing through you and you have no idea what it's for and what's happening. It means that you are an empty vessel and someone else has to do the job. And when that's where we're at, it's because, as I said, we're still too much caught up in our own stories, our own past. We're not able to be in the present moment. So we don't have access. And this is basically what determines our access to the actual now. So whenever people, complain to me that why don't I have access to, where the action is? Why do you always feel trapped? It's because you live in the past and the future. And then you live in the consequences first of your own memories and the consequences of others' creations. As you grow spiritually, you become aware of yourself as oneness, as life. And you create through your own signature, exercising your essence. And you cannot be passive. You cannot just sit there and listen for instruction. You have to give instruction. You have to create the framework that other people and beings can exist in. That strength and that will is aggression. So we need to heal your aggression. You need to have a very, very strong willpower. It doesn't have to come from the ego. It doesn't have to come from the horizontal survival. It can be the will to carry out life, to be the starting point in every moment. You have to be first, as we've talked about before. The first one in a space sets the tone, sets the key, sets the intention and vibration. Once that is set, the rest will have to be built on that. So be first. You can't be passive and come late and then wonder why you experience life happening to you. And then when you want to serve, you are an empty vessel because you just let things pass. True service is setting the tone. You can only be the tuning fork if you are first. If the key in a space is already set, that's the key in vibration manifestation will be created from. So be first. This is also why, as you grow spiritually, I talk about this again and again. What we claim, what we believe, what we say about ourselves and others is irrelevant. This is physics. You cannot be a tuning fork for real unless you are present in the moment. And when that becomes who you are and what you vibrate and what your consciousness is, you will set the tone in every single space you move into. It's not a matter of a hierarchy. It's nobody telling you, ooh, now you have the power to do that. No, it's simply you're first because you know how to be first. You've freed yourself from your past, from your limitations, and you're truly vertical. And the more someone is caught up in all their stuff, the later they are, the further away they will be from the point of here and now. So, the more we're caught up in all of that, the lower the consciousness will be, and the less influence we have. Everybody else come first, and they create, and then you experience more or less a finished world. So when you expand spiritually for real, you move closer to the here and now, and this structure that we can see as a reality built by others will become less solid. And you will start seeing what's behind it as you move closer and closer to the here and now. And at some point, you can change it. You can create it. You can be part of manifesting what this universe is or other universes. But it's always up to what you vibrate.